We promise to bring you all the net results and show you all the outs at the plate. So celebrate Cardinal sports, and we hope that you give us a thumbs up. Watch all the heads-up plays and all the pats on the head. Sportsnight is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. Joe, got an exciting show tonight.
We do, and in every spring season, a little rain must fall. So we've had a couple of postponements on the CTN schedule just in the past week since our last program. We were supposed to do baseball last Thursday. We were supposed to do tennis this afternoon on Tuesday. Both of those delayed due to weather.
Rain.
So, baseball and softball already lost a couple of games or have postponed a couple of games. So their schedule at the end of the season is going to get very, very hectic and very busy. They also hope, both teams really hoping that things get a little bit better. Baseball team started this week's play after almost a week off, looking to extend a 2-game win streak, but facing a Blaine team that's off to a pretty hot start. Bengals were 4-1 and had shown their power last week, putting up 15 runs against perennial contender Maple Grove. Both teams trying to keep their streaks alive and both wanting bragging rights over their crosstown rival. Bengals able to strike first, top of the first. Reed Conley at the plate with 2 on, 1 out. Hit a fly down the right field line. Mike Gottschalk scores. Second, Blaine is on the board early. Matt Lisiski at the dish next. He grounds out on the right side, but Sam Raiola will come home to the plate and give the Bengals a 2-0 lead. Coon Rapids able to answer in the home half of the first. Trent Bozak singles to right field. Avery Lehman will trot home easily to cut the lead in half. But Blaine adds to their lead in the top of the third. Joey Messier with his line drive is single to right. Gottschalk will score easily from third. The Bengals back in front by 2. Still in the second, Lisiski again with a grounder to the right side. Cardinals try to get the lead runner at third, but this throw is going to sail wide. Messier is going to score on the error, and Blaine is up 4-1 midway through the third inning. Cardinals get one back quick in the bottom half. A lead-off home run for Dial the Wall. His second round trip of the season cuts the deficit to 2. Bottom of the 6th now, bases loaded, nobody out. Nick Lackinen grounded into a double play on the right side. Jackson Bates scores. The tying run is left stranded at third. Bengals able to hold on from there, handing the Cardinals a 4-3 loss.
I know that was a tough loss for them. They obviously wanted to pick up their win. They're, struggling a little bit this season, have a couple of wins on the year, but certainly would have liked that win at home.
Yeah, need the bats to get going a little bit sharper. The pitching's been okay, not giving up a ton of runs, but need to get the bats going.
No question about it.
Cardinals have a couple of road games coming up there and over on Thursday. They're at Edina on Monday. The game that was supposed to happen this afternoon pushed back to, I believe, Thursday of next week. So next week is going to be a busy week for the baseball squad.
Absolutely. Well, the softball team also returned to play Monday after a long layoff, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. They welcomed non-conference opponent Jordan to the complex. The Jaguars were coming off back-to-back wins and were looking to keep their record above 500. Cardinals started well, but unfortunately couldn't finish and dropped their third straight. Cardinals getting a little help early on. Mackenzie Wilkins grounds it to short, but the throw sails by Adamic. Julia Byrne rounds third, hustles home the game's first run. We're going to move to the bottom of the second, 2 on, nobody out. This one is not coming back. Abby Graham delivers with a 3-run shot to left center. Everything going as planned. The Cardinals on top 4-0. Still in the second, they're going to add one more. Mackenzie Wilkins grounds to short. She'll be out at first, but Byrne able to score, makes it a 5-run lead. Well, this one was far from over. Move to the top of the third, bases loaded. Lydia Placardi with a seeing eye single through the hole on the left side. Kat Imholt and Julia Placardi score. They cut the lead to 5-3. Top of the fourth now, Julia Placardi drops a blooper into short left field. Lead runner scores easily, but the Cards, with a good relay, nail Selena Dalton at the plate, keep the slim 5-4 lead. Move to the top of the fifth. Lydia Placardi sneaks down the third baseline into the corner. Adamic on her horse. She's going to score all the way to first. Cardinals trying to get the relay, but Adamic able to slide in under the tag and tie the game at 5. The momentum clearly on their side. They keep it going in the 6th. 2 on, 2 out for Inslee Miller. She sends it deep over the left field fence. That's going to put the Jags up 9-5. They add one more on their way to a 10-5 win, dropping the Cardinals to 1-4 on the season.
Yeah, certainly not the start the softball team was hoping for this season. However, as Coach Nienaber talked about in the beginning, they're a team that will really look to build and work on things through the season and look for a strong finish again.
No question about it. Yeah, definitely not the start they want, but they started a little slow last season and came back well. So we're looking for that same output.
That's what they're hoping for. You'd love to be a higher seed, but it can also be fun to be the low seed.
No question.
And pull off a couple of upsets come section time. Cardinals host Blaine on Wednesday. They're at Andover on Thursday. After suffering their first loss of the season, the tennis team started last week's play with a bounce-back win over Anoka on Monday. On Thursday, the Cardinals looked to start another win streak. They welcomed the Blaine Bengals to the Bob Pivot Court and showed their perseverance once again, winning yet another very close match. Coon Rapids winning where they need to at the top of the order. Drew Grimmer with a great matchup for singles, controlling the action from start to finish. Gets the 6-3, 6-1 win. Alex Fish dominant at second singles against Blaine. Takes care of this point on the backhand and takes care of his opponent as quickly as possible. 6-love, 6-love. Alex Argeros lost a close match at third singles, but Jared Moosolf makes it 3 out of 4 for the Cardinals with a 6-4, 7-5 win at fourth singles. Number one doubles continuing to impress, and they're able to clinch the victory for the Cardinals against Blaine. Aaron Bauer and Nate Bai win in straight sets, 6-2, 6-1. They're not brothers, they just play together a lot. But they're not both named Bai. I don't know why I wrote that. Adam Boyum and Jack Johnson playing in second doubles. They win this point, but lose 4-6, 1-6. Still, the Cardinals back on a streak with the 4-3 win over the Bengals. They are now 6-0 in matches that ended 4-3, 10-1 overall.
Yeah, they've started out really strong and exactly what Coach Stark was looking for from this squad and just the one loss. And, they're looking to continue rolling on. They got a tough one coming up.
They've got a couple of tough ones. They were supposed to face Centennial today, which Centennial usually has a very good team. Armstrong on Thursday coming here to the complex, and then Elk River next Tuesday. And all three of those are very, very good teams.
No question.
So the Cardinals, have started very well, but they're going to see some of the better competition later in their schedule, and we'll see if they're able to maintain that. It's kind of how things went for them last year. They got off to a great start, but then saw some of those tougher teams later. Still finished with a respectable record.
Right.
They're hoping to finish strong as well.
Yeah, definitely a test for them, but they'll see what they have coming up here in the next few matches.
Track and field teams were at Anoka last week, but an unscored match. So their only scored meet of the week was the MSU Invite held on Saturday. Boys finished in fourth place. First place finish for Paul Breitbach in the 1 mile run in 4 minutes, 46.14 seconds. Galen Tomway, first place in the long jump in 20 foot, 1 3/4 inches. Thomas Silla got a second place finish in the 200 meter dash. Tim Mandyke was second in the shot put. Third place finishes to Ricky Soto in the discus, Josh Tabla in the triple jump, and Josh Brown fifth place in the triple jump with a jump of 39 foot, 5.75 inches. Girls also finished in fourth place in Mankato. Galadriel O'Grady finished second place in the pole vault. Kamika Hurdle was third place right behind her at 9 foot 6 inches. Henneman finished second in the 100 meter hurdles, third in the 300 meter hurdles. Smith was third place in the 400 meter dash. Armstrong fourth place in the long jump, and Maki was fourth place in the shot put. A lot of the Cardinals' top athletes for the girls team especially did not compete in that MSU invite, so it gave an opportunity to those second and third tier girls to step up and do some nice things, and they did just that.
Yeah, it's always nice for those girls who aren't the top runners or top athletes to get that opportunity, because you never know when you're going to need them.
Yeah, you don't have when you don't have Harris doing your hurdles,
right,
and Brielle Clark, who's had a great start to her season in a number of events. You take them out of the lineup, you give the other girls a chance to compete and to carry the team, and they did so respectably for certain. JV teams actually had a try meet this afternoon. I'm not sure. It did not show that it was canceled on on the Northwest Suburban Conference website, so I think they got that in. But the next event for the varsity teams is the Hamlin Elite Meet on Friday. The invitations for that are not in until Wednesday of this week, so we'll have results of that next week for you on Sportsnight. The entire varsity team in action for the next time next Tuesday when they're at the Blaine Invitational. Boys golf team getting their first couple of rounds in against the Northwest Suburban Conference opponents starting on Thursday at North Fork. The Cardinals finished 12th place. Travis Hess leading the way with an 85. Tyler Getz an 88. Josh Whelan had a 91. Jeremy Howells a 95. And Luke Medved had a 99. On Monday, the Cardinals were at Keller. They moved up a little bit, trimmed their score down, and finished in a tie for 11th place in the conference. Travis Hess, a very respectable 76. Getz finished with a 90. Howells a 91. Medved a 96. And Wheeland just over the century mark at 101. The third and fourth rounds of the Northwest Suburban Conference season for the boys golf team coming up at Golden Valley next Monday, and then at the Refuge on Tuesday, the 9th of May. Girls golf team also starting the Northwest Suburban Conference season this past week, and of course they still play dual meets. Started out against Champlin Park. The girls putting up a 234, losing to Champlin's 202. Rachel Bissett leading the way with a 51. Ellie Carver shot a 58. Belle Wynn a 60. Tori Wenzloff a 65. Abby Olson a 66. And Maddie Georgie finished with a 68. Captain Allie McDonald actually unable to compete in that meet on Tuesday because of the flu.
Yeah, unfortunately for her, obviously, and for the squad. Well, the Cardinals were right back at it on Thursday, facing off against the Blaine Bengals over at Majestic Oaks. The Cardinals captain, as you mentioned, Allie McDonald, was back in the lineup and helped bring the team score down. Still, the Cardinal numbers weren't low enough to bring them a victory over the Bengals. The temps weren't exactly spring-like, so winter hats were the norm for Coach Keeney and the girls on Thursday. McDonald rolling this putt just wide of the cup, has to tap it home, but she's able to finish her day with a round of 58. Rachel Bissett not able to duplicate her team low round from Tuesday, but not a bad day either. She finishes at Majestic with a score of 56. Tori Wenzloff is next. She's able to take a couple of strokes off her Tuesday score, nailing this putt on her way to a 63 for the day. Anna Bezcalo on the approach. She's able to roll this up and over a hill onto the green. From there, it's just a solid stroke to the bottom of the cup. You'll see coming up, Bezcalo gets back to the clubhouse with a score of 68. Nice putt. Coming up, junior Ellie Carver still working on finding her game again, and it's getting better with every stroke. Carver cleans up with a tap in on this hole. She's going to finish with a 57 against Blaine. Finally, it's senior Belle Wynn leads the way for Cardinals at Majestic Oaks. She shoots a team low 53, and the Cardinals finish with a 225, losing to Blaine's score of 207. But nice job, nice way for her to finish up with the putt. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the win.
Yeah, you know, just about everybody else canceled out today. A little rain in the forecast. It wasn't very warm out for late April, but the girls golf team, they took part in the Elk River Invitational. They went out and they got the job done. Another 18 hole round for the Cardinals. Allie McDonald and Belle Wynn tied with a team low 107. Rachel Bissett finished with a 109. Abby Olson a 117. Anna Bezcalo a 128. And Nicole Bissett struggled a little bit coming into the clubhouse with a 131. But Coach Keeney sent me some messages after they got done. He was able to provide me with their scores. And pretty impressed with how they're playing. Not so much with the scores that they're putting up, but with how they're dealing with adversity and not getting down on themselves. And again, you know, for some of these girls, these are the first times they've played a full 18 holes. So that second half can get really long. No question. And golf is such a mental game anyway, and for them not to get down on themselves and continue to keep their heads in the game, that's really important because you can lose it easily if you get a little off course and off straight. Blaine Invitational coming up on Thursday for the girls. Cambridge Isani Invitational on Monday. I believe both of those are, again, going to be 18-hole tournaments. So they've had a couple already, and they're getting more in the very near future. Boys lacrosse team still struggling to start their season. Game 2 of the year, they lose to Osseo Park Center 17-3 on Wednesday of last week, after their 18-3 loss in the season opener. Boys were right back at it on Thursday and back home to face the Andover Huskies. The Huskies coming off their first loss of the year, an 11-10 defeat at the hands of Centennial. But this is a team with a very dangerous offense that put up 36 goals in its season opening victory over Forest Lake, so the Cardinals would definitely have their hands full. Huskies start the scoring early in the first quarter. Holden Dunleavy attacking from a sharp angle, but still able to put the shot to the back of the net and give Andover the first goal of the game. Cardinals do have the answer. Next possession, Noah Hofstad with a rocket from the top of the zone, bury it, evens the score at 1, at least for the time being. Unfortunately, Andover offense takes over after that. Good passing to find Dunleavy in close for another goal. Huskies up 3-1 at that point. Move into the second quarter. Huskies in complete control. Dunleavy doing damage again. That tally pushes the Andover lead to 6-1. They had another just moments later. This time it's Weston Anderson getting in close and scoring point blank. Huskies up 7-1. They led 12-1 at the half, and they cruise to the 15-2 victory, dropping the Cardinals to 0-3 in their opening week.
You know, it's been a tough start to the year. They knew coming in it was going to be a tough start because they've had a lot of kids that really hadn't played lacrosse before, and so they're getting used to the game. And you're learning from new systems from a new coaching staff, and it's kind of a growing thing. And they're hoping as the season continues, they're going to be able to get some of those kinks worked out and start scoring a little bit more.
Well, and it can get lopsided so quickly
Yep.
in the game of lacrosse because a team can maintain possession and keep you bottled up in your end so much easier than really any other sport. And that's the problem they've run into when they get into their defensive end. They're not able to pressure the ball enough, and they're not able to get the takeaways and get time in the offensive zone. In the one game we did against Spring Lake Park, they spent probably 80% of the game defending. It's very tough to get anything going, find any rhythm on the offensive end if you only get to be in the offensive end 20% of the game.
Yeah, and then when your opponent is scoring numerous goals, it makes it that much more tough to try and even dig out of that hole.
Yeah, the boys played Totino on Monday. We were not able to get results of that contest. They will host Armstrong on Wednesday and then Becker on Thursday.
Well, after opening the season with a solid victory on Monday, the girls lacrosse team looked to make it a win streak when they traveled to Andover on Thursday. Cardinals were committed to being back on top of the conference standings at the end of the season. They know in order to do that, there's little room for error. They need to keep the wind at their backs and keep adding up the victories. Game against Andover, not their prettiest, but the Cardinals do just enough. Nice feed from Jordan Keller to Helen Nelson out front for the goal. Game tied early, 1-1. Nelson strikes again a minute later. Persistence paying off. She sneaks between a couple of defenders, and after the keeper makes the stop, she scoops and scores on the rebound to put Coon Rapids in front by a score of 2-1. Late in the first, they set up Keller behind the net again. She feeds it out front. This time, Inessa Makar on the receiving end and putting it home. Coon Rapids goes to the locker room on top 5-4. Huskies aren't rolling over in this one. They keep the pace, keep the pressure on the Cardinals. Allie Anderson getting in close for the goal. This one evened the score at 6 apiece. Again, the Cardinals doing just enough to keep the win. Keller setting up Molly Bolin this time. Bolin had 2 goals. Keller had 4 assists, and the Cardinals hold on for a 9-8 win.
Yeah, I had to talk Coach DeJoy off a ledge a little bit on Thursday evening after the contest. He was frustrated. He felt they should have been a much more dominant victory. The goaltender for Andover made a number of saves, something like 21 saves.
He had 30 shots on goal, I believe.
Yeah, 21 saves, and that's incredible for lacrosse. And for him, it means they weren't being as efficient on offense and shooting as well as they should have, more than the goalie just was standing on her head. But at the end, he was agreeing that, it's better to win ugly than to lose pretty.
And no question about it.
But definitely wanted to see a better effort the next time on the field, and that's exactly what they did. The Cardinals hosting Totino Grace for their home opener on Monday. They picked up the game to score a little more dominant victory. Eagles were winless coming in, and after falling just short and losing a one-goal game to Elk River on Friday. Cardinals were not about to let them hang around in this one, and they flew away early, and they never looked back. Coon Rapids coming out fast and putting a ton of pressure on at the visiting end. Callie Turner using her speed to find a lane out front, shooting low to start the scoring. Cardinals trying to get a lot of people involved. Vanessa McCarr feeding Helen Nelson in close. She's not going to miss from there. Just the start of a very big night for their captain. Free position for the Eagles. Keeper Taylor Garvis comes up big, makes the save, keeps Totino off the board. Defense comes up big to clear and secure the rebound. Back at the offensive end, Jordan Keller hands it off to Nelson. She spins and scores. Cardinals up by 3. Totino with another free position, and it's another big save for Garvis. She finished with 11 stops in the game. Keller behind the net, and this time she's going to take it on her own. Comes out front and scores. She had 5 goals, 4 assists to lead the team with 9 points. Cards up 6-1 at the half. Keep running it up in the second. Keller to Nelson again. Nelson finished with 7 goals and an assist. Cardinals fly away with a relatively easy 14-5 win.
Yeah, they start out 3-0. Helen Nelson already 18 goals on the season in 3 games. That's phenomenal, and she'll hopefully continue that scoring trend as the season continues. But they've started out well. I know Coach DeJoy isn't always happy with a 9-8 win, but he's happy with the win, and they'll continue to keep improving.
And in the end, they're 3-0,
Yep.
and but again, they have to look forward to seeing some of those other top-tier teams in the conference. They want to be back at the top. They've won the conference 4 times in 8 seasons. In season number 9, they want to make it number 5 at the top. That means when they get to teams like Champlin Park, they're going to have everything going their way.
No
but
question.
yeah, you point out Helen Nelson and her scoring. That's definitely a bonus for the team. They had talked about that during the preview. They had graduated over 100 goals, and they needed girls to step up and pick up the pace. She has definitely done that. Jordan Keller has also done a very nice job. Not only scoring, but she's been the assist queen on the field for the Cardinals, and you need the setup player to get that offense going.
Yeah, I believe she has 6 goals and 10 assists, so nice, something like that. So nice start to the season. Maybe it's 8 goals, 10 assists, but nonetheless, she's played well as well.
Cardinals are at Armstrong on Wednesday. They host Osseo Park Center on Friday, and then we get a chance to see them on Monday of next week.
Yeah, our first chance. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. We have baseball, cross your fingers, coming up on Thursday. Should the weather clear up and allow us to play ball on Thursday, we'll see the Cardinals at Andover. And then on Monday, as I mentioned, Cardinals hosting the Anoka Tornadoes. That's going to be live starting at 6:30. And then the baseball team again at Osseo. Get a couple of road baseball games on the schedule. That one coming up next Thursday.
It might snow on Thursday, so just warning. I'm warning everybody.
That's coming from the CTN.
Bring your mucklucks.
It's coming from the CTN meteorologist. I don't know how trustworthy he is in that respect. When it comes to giving sports scores, I give him all the credit in the world. Weather, not so much. But that is going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I do want to wish our very own Howie Shapiro a very happy birthday coming up on Thursday. Unfortunately, you won't be at the baseball game with us, but we will be thinking of you on your milestone birthday as you celebrate number 40.
Yeah.
You're well preserved.
I am. Thank
you.
For
a man of your in your late 30s.
Pickle juice. That's the key.
That's going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us. Continue to support everything we do here at CTN for the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro and the couple of clowns in the control room, Brandon Rickard and Neil Hennon. I'm Joe Young saying good night.